There you go.
When did you start using your name?
My name? A year ago. Yeah. I had Damien before, actually. It's kind of weird. I'm supposed to be talking to the camera.
Talking to the camera.
Look to the
look
camera.
Look at
I'm
the lens.
not used to this.
Hello there. Let's introduce ourselves.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna try a guy name for the first time, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Leo.
Leo.
Yeah, Leo.
Is that something you thought about before?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
hi, I'm Leo.
And I'm Claude. For now, for now.
For now.
For now. And
it could change, I guess.
Since 1 year, I think I've been using that.
Yeah.
Before it was Damien.
I just
where I came up with.
Well,
it's actually weird.
We are
and
both.
for a period of time, it was Zeke. Do you know that TV show Zeke? I think
Zeke?
it was like that. That was a friend, or a couple of friends. It's like that wasn't my choice, and I didn't really use that myself.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. How about we give our true names? True names, birth names.
I don't want to.
Oh, like it to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like even if I do get like known in YouTube, I just don't want to be. I just don't want like my before stuff. I just don't feel good about it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just give mine. Xena. Actually, which is really weird because I cut my hair before I started changing names and stuff. So
yeah.
I went to people. I'm like, yeah, I'm Xena, and people would look at me and be like, what? Because I would look like completely like a guy, and it'd be really weird for them to have a really girl's name. Actually, one. I think it was like a teacher asked me like, oh, so your parents like wanted a girl and they gave you a girl's I'm like, not exactly. So yeah,
I think we're forgetting like the most important part. What is FTM? Because we just like got on the camera.
It's like
when we were like
yeah,
a video.
Right.
So Claude,
well, it depends on like
okay.
you. Do you want to start like what it is for you first?
For me?
Yeah.
I'm not so good with this thing. What is FTM? Well, it's just part of like one of the terms we use for people who are assigned.
Oh, you want to give like it's female to male.
Female to male. Yeah, that kind of definition.
Transition. So I mean, actually, is it a transition or is it like, or can you be trans? I know you can be trans without actually transitioning, but can you be FTM without having transitioned completely?
I think yes. If you.
Oh yeah, there is one person that was on. I don't know if you've heard of Buck Angel. Angel Buck.
Maybe.
But he says like, he's a man but with like lower, like with a vagina. So he said he doesn't feel like, he calls it pussy. He doesn't feel like pussy is like a female thing for him, so he keeps it. He wants. Okay. And he's also a porn star, so he uses it and stuff. But so I guess it, and he calls himself FTM. I think so. He calls himself trans man, but
trans man. That's not a name.
Well, but I don't know if it's FTM he uses, because he has gone through like upper surgery, chest surgery, so that would, I guess.
I think it doesn't have to do with any physical changes. If you just feel that your assigned gender at birth is not very comfortable to you, and you feel like you're towards like the opposite gender, like for me, I guess born as a girl, but like feel more.
This is what you identify.
Yeah, identify as. Then I guess you could label yourself, really or you don't have to, but you know.
And you could keep, because a lot of people, they say that it's not just because, a lot of people don't do it because of money and etc., but there are some who actually just want to keep their female parts, be like a female and male at the same time.
It's like genderqueer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
And then some that identify as male but like keep their female parts, and then just like, or some female parts, and then, but they still identify as male. I'm like, don't you get the camera right now? Sorry.
Okay. So
have you heard of?
Yeah, I think
it's like, I don't know, because it depends on what people find important and not important, and what they find female and male, I guess, what they define it as. Because it, like that guy said, his like pussy wasn't like female for him. He just never sounded female.
That's something I can't
like-
really understand, but
Not female. I think more like feminine. There you go.
okay.
Because obviously it's female. And there's, I don't know if you've heard of Ian Harvey, his comedian.
Okay.
He's trans. He says,
This guy knows a
That's
lot
like-
about famous trans men.
yeah, I have
I'm all
done
new to
research. I
this.
have done research. All
Alright, alright. Keep
For about
going.
1 year. 1 year research.
Great.
Okay, more than 1 year, but like 1 year more into. That's because I've been away from my parents, so it's been easier to take on stuff without you. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, Ian Harvey. He says that for him, he's female. That's like not a problem, but he's a man, but he's female in a sense. So for him, like the words male and female are your sex given to you by birth, but your gender is what you choose and modify
Right.
as life. So so it's your choice, and it's the same your gender. So yeah, that's why he keeps the F on his birth certificate. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So, and he also says the good thing as well, he makes a joke out of it, that if he ever goes to prison, God forbid, he's with the girls.
Oh yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, that's how it works.
But, so yeah. But a lot of people, he does say, like, he's not against people changing the F because on their birth certificate. Because, I mean, for other people, it's more important that they really
Yeah, I
want
think
to
I
feel,
would
they wouldn't be
definitely
able to feel masculine if they
masculine,
didn't have that M on there.
Are you gonna change?
No, I
No?
don't think. But not for now, obviously. It's just not going to change later.
But do you wish to change?
No, I don't really wish to change.
Really?
I mean, I'm okay with telling people. The thing is, I don't like going up to people and saying, yeah, I'm trans, you know, right away, because it confuses them, and it's not really a good thing to say, like, when you start off, because it just ruins the whole, you know, tension between
Yeah.
the conversation. But as you go on, I don't have problems saying, yeah, I was born female. That's only me. I mean, just...
No, I agree.
It's-
I completely agree.
Because
with
I
that.
wasn't like this. This was like only happened like a couple of, like I said, like in that year a lot has changed. But I mean, before that I was not okay with it at all. I wanted to change everything. I didn't want to like exist in like. As,
I think I'm kind of on that stage. Maybe I'll go towards where
maybe
you
a lot
are.
of people do. Well, I mean, some people don't. But
Yeah.
it's basically because. I guess I started binding, which was a major event for me. I guess that's one of the reasons I'm okay with, like, I want to keep that F, and in a sense, it's the confidence you have in your body, because, like, when I wasn't binding, it was like, and I wasn't wearing that much guys' clothes, because my parents bought my clothes for me and stuff, so it was, I didn't feel masculine, so, I mean, it was obviously a big deal for me, so,
Yeah.
in that sense, I was like the feeling of like disgust and not liking yourself and etc. And then when you do get all these things and like are able to change yourself, you sometimes, like for me, I felt that it's not really important anymore, that because I feel comfortable with like who I am right now, who I was or how I was doesn't really matter anymore. Like I don't feel that bad about it.
Yeah.
Saying like,
Well,
'Cause
for me, right now, like I can't really pass.
because it doesn't define me now anymore, I guess.
Yeah.
Because if you go up to people and you start having conversation and they take you as a guy and you identify as a man completely, and then you come, and then in the conversation, if you feel it's okay, you just bring up your past, and it's because you can tell them, because you've identified as male, and they find you as a man, right? So then your past sort of like doesn't define who you are right now, and sort of because who you are right now has changed, it sort of modifies what you looked like before, so they can understand that that wasn't really you before. I mean,
Right.
not all the time, but which is another hard thing, because some people think you've completely changed. You were like a girl before and now you're a guy, but it's like you weren't feeling that all along most of the time.
Yeah.
And I guess there are some people who do that transition, but I guess they thought as their childhood they didn't have that separation of guys and girls. At my age it was like, well, when I was a kid it was really separated in the schools and everything, so I grew up with the definition of girl, guy. that.
I grew up more or less like unisex. Like I played with like both girly stuff and guy stuff.
So were like a lot of other children like that, or like?
Yeah, like everybody was. Well, I guess from like I think there was like a group of girls playing and a group of guys playing, and I always like was in between, torn apart which group to play with.
Yeah,
I love soccer.
When I was like a kid, it was more like with the boys. I'm like, because in England it was really not to down England or anything, but it might have been also the generation, I guess, 1994, so around
94.
1990, yeah, like 1996, 1997, or even 1998. It was.
So
I
you were
was
born
like,
in England, right?
yeah, those were like the time periods when I was there. It was like guys and girls were completely separated. Like in like it's not like the teachers would separate us. It would actually they did sometimes like in sports and stuff, but the kids themselves would separate themselves. So I remember the boys saying, "You can't be a part of us. You can't join us if you like." At first, and then because I had a friend who introduced me to another group of friends, so he sort of said, "No, but like it's okay. She's like a guy with us, you know." And then they're like, "Okay, you gotta answer a couple of questions." So they put me through like a test. It's really weird. I swear to God, to join that kind of group. Just really weird. But so yeah, and then when I came here, it was a bit different in my first school. I changed a lot of schools, and then the second one I went to was again guys and girls really separated. It was like they hated them like each other at that point, so that was like really weird. So it was like I sort of had to be with the girls because the guys were going, no, you can't be with us, and you get away, you know, sort of. And so yeah, then from then on I had more girls as friends, and then I just kept girls as friends afterwards. I don't know why. I just find it difficult to like be with the guys afterwards. Especially when I was transitioning though, I already had a group of friends and I stayed in that school, so I didn't want to change friends. It was like, no need, you know.
For me, I think like preschool ages, my mom like, you know, make me friends with like other little girl kids. And then like elementary, like grade 1 to 3, like I was just with the guys playing like soccer and like ball and like, you know, catch and stuff like that.
I didn't really like sports. I'm just saying that.
Oh, okay.
You don't need to like sports.
Yeah, of course.
That was like a main thing for me, I guess, in like teenage ages, because I did like sports and then I dropped it. I just didn't really like it afterwards. I don't know, I found it like sort of pointless, like running from one end to the other. That's just also because I wasn't good at sports. So yeah, I forced myself to sort of like it. It's just really weird. And then
I don't think that works, does it? No, it doesn't, right?
you know, like I went out and like pretended I liked sports, which was really weird. I was being fake. I was like torn between thinking, for me to feel masculine, I have to do these kinds of things, and then, but it didn't work. Just like,
I think what I can relate to that is
that's
watching
media.
sports.
Shame on you.
Watching sports is something that I cannot relate to.
I can't watch sports either.
I can play sports. I don't like watching sports. It's just, nah.
It's kind of weird because people would think if I was born a guy, I'd be like the most unmanliest guy.
And you can be, no.
But the definition of like, well, what
The
is
stereotype
manly?
of guy,
Yeah, the stereotype, like big muscles. There's nothing here.
I got muscles.
But I used to do that as a kid, like, yeah, look at my muscles.
Yo, I still do that after shower. I've been like flexing. Like, you see my
True.
veins right now? Okay, no veins.
Yeah, I wouldn't check that. I got like these scars. I don't know where the hell I got them.
What happened?
I don't know if it's like rash or like dry skin. And I cut myself here. I don't know why. I get these random cuts all the time. Don't know where I get them from. What I'm doing.
Recent bike crash, that's all I have.
I
I was like
This
riding
thing?
bike on the
It's like-
road, and then like this car just like, you know how the bike's right beside pedestrians,
Yeah.
and this car was just being an ass. Just like he keeps
Oh,
pushing it
okay.
towards the pedestrian side. I just have like this little tiny right, and it just like he pushes it. I'm like, okay,
And
fine.
you fell?
Yeah.
Like,
I fell. Good thing no car, like there was no car behind me.
And you can't, like-
Otherwise, I would have been crying. Yeah.
uh,
And the car just moves on. I'm
no
like, yeah,
complaints.
okay.
So,
I'll ask a question to you.
okay.
What do you most hate about your body, I guess, right now?
chest. Well, chest isn't, you know, I'm gonna go into the chest. But I think, yeah, that would be the main. And the fact that I have no facial hair. Like, I'd be in the mirror, like, with, like, magnifying glass. No, there's something there. Well, there always is, like, but, I mean, it's not as much as
That's something that I never really thought about. Like, everything else, I'd be like, I want that, this, and that, and hate this and that. But, like, facial hair was nothing that I really, like, wanted or anything.
Really?
I think it's because I'm Asian. And, you know, like, my dad can't never fully grow a beard anyways. Like, you can go, like, up to goatee with guys for Asians. But I don't think much further you can do about it. I think just genetics.
I always wanted to, like, start shaving. I always thought, I don't know if this is, like, real, but if you do shave over here, would it grow back, like, longer? Because
No.
I've heard if you shave stuff, it grows back longer.
No, I think I overheard
that you
girls
cut
saying
stuff?
something about like shaving leg hairs and it grows thicker. No, it's not actually like that. It just looks thicker because it's cut off at the edge, but it will grow out like smooth again and it just look like how it was
just
before.
like, okay.
Yeah.
So there's no point doing that there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was saying I'd be going with like the magnifying glass and saying like, oh, it's longer than it was, you know, like a couple months back. Can you see the growth? And then my sister would be like, no, what is wrong with you? Be like, fine, it's all in my head.
It's all
But-
in your head. It's all
But
in
yeah.
your head.
But I guess that's not like major for me. I guess it's not really. I think it has to do with more of like people taking me as like a 14-year-old when I'm 19.
Yeah.
Guessing.
T will
and
take care of
that's,
you. T will
yeah,
take care of you.
that's probably the main reason. I mean, it doesn't make me feel less. It doesn't make me feel girly that I don't have facial hair, but it doesn't make me feel very masculine either.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, so I'm not so not okay with it. Not compared to how I looked with like long hair, and then that was just. I have nightmares about that.
Really?
Like, I have nightmares that my hair grew back so fast I couldn't cut it, and then I'm like, oh my god, no, like, I'm gonna like die in a corner.
Since you passed so well, do you have any tips for me?
I don't really know. I guess when I just cut my hair, I started passing. It wasn't really anything else. I mean, binding, obviously. But
Yeah, I got
then
a bind.
before I binded, I was wearing like 5 or 6 t-shirts. So, I mean, like with a huge sweater on top and everything. So I wasn't, so people took me as a guy anyways. I just didn't feel comfortable wearing a t-shirt. I still have like huge problems. It's like the first time in like a year I'm wearing like a t-shirt. The first summer, actually it is, I was waiting for this summer to come. I can start wearing t-shirts. I'm nuts.
It's like I will like hunch like this so then
Second.
it's not visible. And it's like really
Oh yeah, I used to hunch too.
like you hunch a lot, like you go like this and then you keep doing this.
Backwards. It's not like.
I can't see my face. I can't see my face. Where's my face? Oh, there's my face. Yeah, so like I'll be like this all the time. This. And then like I'll be like, yeah. But yes, I ordered my binder and it should be coming soon. Hopefully next week.
Which is good. Binders are like a lot easier than binding with like not the right material, which I was doing for about a year. Yes, again a year. No, actually less than a year.
Less
A
than a
couple
year?
of months, yeah, because I only started after Christmas
Oh.
with
okay.
binding, yeah.
Was that your Christmas present? Was that your Christmas present?
No, I did that so like in secret. I didn't tell my parents I was binding until I got a binder, and then because I knew if because I was binding with like, I don't know if you know these things are like strapping bands. Like, I think I call them strapping bands.
ace band.
They're not
bandage.
ace bands. That's the thing.
They're not ace bandage?
Yes, and I was supposed to be using ace bandages, but it was called like strapping bands. I don't know. They
Ace
were for
bandages are
sports.
horrible itself.
I was
Why
using
are you using
completely the wrong
those?
material. They're like for the ankles, you know, when you
Yeah, I know-
sports and
I know what
stuff.
you're saying.
And it's sticky, so I have like sticky marks.
Duct tape.
Duct tape. Someone's like, don't use duct tape when you bind, and I'm like, I'm gonna go use duct tape. But no, not duct tape. Duct tape would have been worse.
I don't know.
Worse. Plus, it would be hard to take off and put back. Because now the ones, I'm double binding here. I don't know if I forgot to mention that. I'm still using those like strapping band stuff, but they're not sticky anymore because I've used them so many times. So they're just like material. And then I put my binder. That's because my binder is medium and I'm getting a small one. So I'm ordering it. It's gonna come.
I just want to tell you, like, if you're using ace bandages or anything like that, sometimes people say you can damage your ribs.
Right, yeah, I know. Even the binder, they say to wear it like only 6 hours a day.
Recommended hours. Don't overdo it.
Don't overdo it.
Don't overdo it, Claude.
I've been doing it for a year and nothing has happened.
I don't want you to die.
I don't bind until I faint because I've heard that people have done that, and I don't know. I haven't had problems breathing, so I mean, as long as that's my limit. Wow, my
Okay, moving on to the next question.
I wouldn't be okay. I'm like okay with keeping like telling people I was born female and stuff, keeping the F, but I'm not okay with like binding is like I have to overdo it.
Yeah, exactly. Like what kind of okay. All right. So, think of any other questions. Do you have any questions? Good stuff to cover before we start tea.
Before we start.
Things we can cover.
I don't know. Like experiences or what we should think about. A lot of people say like to be ready to start on tea because like
I'm totally ready.
Like
I'm totally ready. I'm ready right now.
You can always like stop halfway through. I think you can always stop, but you always have like if you do it for about 4 or 5 months, I think the effects are pretty much gonna stay for a while, even if you do stop.
Yeah, like voice drops, like it's permanent one way, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so. I mean, like, I wouldn't mind actually having deep voice and looking like like it's a better state than where I'm right now.
all your life, though. I think.
I think you can stop. You can stop.
Yeah.
It'll stay. Like.
It'll stay at one point. Yeah. But it's like they take it for like 2 years.
Because testosterone does like suppress estrogens, and if you have estrogen, you start to look more feminine.
Mm-hmm.
So if you keep taking tea, it'll suppress that. So then you will look. I don't know.
If it changes the bone structure on your jaw, and if that's all permanent, that won't go back. So,
like if you want like shiny skin and have a big bone structure, then I guess you can stop midway. I don't know. I don't know how it really works. I gotta research on that actually.
Or if you like grow hair and just don't shave it off, then I guess you stop tea and just keep. Will you regrow facial hair if you shave it off, and will it keep regrowing if you stop tea? I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyways.
This is pretty awkward.
Let's just film that boat. I don't know, randomly.
Yeah.
I'm randomly gonna show off my Converse shoes.
I don't have one, so I'm not gonna show off mine. But I'll randomly show off my leg hair. Look at that.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh.
Fine.
That's
fine. Win.
So. Yep. So what else?
Okay, so it's
some more advice on like how
coming
it is
out
before. Oh yeah, coming out. Okay, do you want to go first?
Me. Well, coming out. My parents were too religious, and it was pretty hard.
They like Christian or?
Yes, they're Christian. They're Christian.
So for them, it's like a sin to be like homosexual.
Yeah, they just don't find it right. They think it's unnatural. And I just think it's how you define natural stuff. But yeah,
people saying like,
people
say like nature, like it's human nature to be like homosexual and everything, and for it. Like people will say like gay rights, saying like it's human nature, you know, in the sense of saying, or the word nature that they're using, I mean, of course, how do you define nature? But then if you're going to like say dogs should always chase cats, you know, it's like nature. I mean, if we train them not to, or like not all, but a few not to, is that wrong? In a sense, like, is everything that nature has constructed
what we're doing right now is natural.
Like,
we are part of
right,
nature.
You know, in a sense.
We're part
And then
of-
we are nature. So I
Yeah.
mean, what do you define as nature in a sense? So what is not nature then?
It's just what they think is not. Like, I think what they meant by natural, I think just meant like you are being abnormal, not what the general population is
I-
doing.
They use the word human nature, not like natural. So,
Yeah, I guess so.
it's-
Well,
So
you know,
that
it
would be-
happens. It happens.
it's
Like
human
once in
nature.
a while,
I don't-
somebody
and
has to
people
have
who
these
say
things.
it's also the other thing of like people say is it a choice? It's like because they
Oh.
say it's not a choice. You know, we're sort of born this way, and it depends on like philosophically what do you believe in? Because there are like some people who believe like you're not born anything. I mean, you're born all the same. It's your environment and your body that constructs you. I mean, not to say if you have a female body, you turn out like a girl, obviously, like mind and body, but like, but it'll obviously have an effect on who you are. I mean, you're not going to be the same as someone else who didn't have a female body, no matter how you identify in the future.
Yeah,
It obviously will change your perception of life.
you got good
So-
stuff there. Yeah, that's what I think.
So that, wait, what was I saying before?
You're saying whether if it was a choice.
Oh yeah, if you're born, if it's a choice and everything, saying you're born with it. So if you don't believe that you're born with anything and it's your environment that constructs you, but the thing is, why is it so wrong to be homosexual in a sense and to be trans and to the whole LGBT, you know, queer?
Yeah.
Why is it so wrong in a sense? Like, why do you have to prove that you're born with it and
Whether it is
it's not choice
or
and it's not your choice and you're like not in control in a sense. I understand how it's not the feeling. I mean, you feel as if you're not, it's not like as simple as a choice as in yes or no to, I don't know, a job interview or like, because that's less important, I guess, in a sense, to your identity is a lot more important than, or I guess your sexual identity is more important than your identity of like your job career or, which are also important but less important than.
Yeah, I guess it depends on people when they choose that.
Mm.
Some people choose to like just live on with it, and because they prioritize that job opportunity or whatever, whatnot.
Yeah.
And I think that's where people kind of confuse how people choose. Like they would think like you're choosing this over another.
True. Oh, we're talking about coming out, so
Yeah. Well, I just
like parents' reactions.
Oh,
when you
that
said it.
that was horrible. They were okay. First week, I think it took me like in total of 1 to 2 weeks for them to actually settle down and not be so hyperactive. You know, yeah. So first time I told them, they were just like really quiet. They didn't say anything. They totally just like ignored. Like,
Oh, the
nothing
fact that
happened.
denial.
Yeah, denial.
That's what I've heard is the first main reaction.
Yeah, they weren't even mad. They were just like, you know. And then a couple nights later, I saw my mom crying, and that was
Okay.
pretty emotional. Yeah, she's like, oh, I don't
yeah,
want.
a bit the same with my parents,
Yeah.
but not exactly the same. I mean, when you were a kid, you always had like this.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they probably
Feeling
like
or-
they just thought I was very tomboyish girl. That's all.
Okay, and you'd grow out of it, so they were waiting in a sense.
Yeah,
Right.
like my dad would mention it to my mom. Oh, you know, Leo should start wearing more girly clothes. We should get her high heels. We should buy her
Oh, okay.
dresses. And I've overheard that before. He wasn't directly saying it to me, but to my mom
Okay.
because I wasn't doing any of those.
So
So they knew like I was. a
did
bit
you
more-
tell them like I don't like wearing those things? Or?
Of course, yeah.
The same. I guess it would be the same with me. But my parents would let me a lot free. Like they didn't mention high heel shoes and stuff like. Except on this one thing, I always like hold my parents like to this. That scarred me. Like they made me wear a dress on this like wedding. Someone's wedding. I was like, I wanted a suit and tie and everything. I was like, no, you're not gonna wear that. You're gonna wear this like. And then they got me this like huge dress, this like really girly dress, and I'm like, what the hell? You had to do that. They did it on purpose. So like the one time I'm gonna wear a dress,
It has to be the.
let's
yeah,
put you on like
it has to be
really
the dress.
It was the worst day of my life. No, I'm exaggerating, but yeah, it did in a sense scar me. I guess I felt really bad.
No, my parents say that, but they never forced me, obviously.
And then that was like one, and then the other time they forced me was with a dress that was younger. That was like at 8 years old with my dad's graduation, I think, to graduation, like, I don't know, from, I think he got a PhD, and yeah, my mum forced me to wear a dress, which is really annoying, because I went there and then my dad said, like, whilst we were going, why are you wearing a dress? And I'm like, Mum made me wear it. And then he's like, you didn't have to, you should have just told me, and then I would let you wear pants. I'm like, why didn't you tell Mum this? Right? Just so, yep. Experiences like.
Well, I actually wore a lot of dresses when I was little. My mom puts me on them, and I just go to school. Like, I was really, really, like, good kid. I just went on with it. And I just got used to it.
Yeah, not complain and yeah.
But I knew I hated it.
And then have, like, when you're a kid, it's like looks don't really count. And it doesn't really identify, you don't, like...
Yeah, you don't have
it doesn't identify you. Like, it doesn't... Yeah, it's not exactly who you are. Because the other kids won't like, categorize you as that.
Yeah.
As soon as they look at you, they're gonna play with you and stuff. Well, I guess when you're a kid, it doesn't really matter. And then as you grow older, it starts to matter more, and I guess...
I just realized I'm, like, hanging around in the boys section a lot more when we're shopping. And then I'll be like, Mom, can I have this t-shirt? And then once on a very rare occasion, she would buy me one, and I'll be pretty happy about that.
It's sort of the same thing. With t-shirts and everything is a bit more lenient. And then when I started to wear pants and stuff like that, my mom would be... But I always wore stuff like that were in the... Well, when I was a kid, it was like kids section, and it was sort of mixed. So it wasn't like... You could get something from the girls section that looks like a lot like a guy thing, and it wouldn't be a problem. And then I'd get like some things that were in the boys section would like mix over with the girls section and the kids section. So I'd like bring stuff to Mom, and then be like, she wouldn't even notice that it was, So that was fine until it starts... You grow out of the kids section, and then my mom's like, women's floor, and then I'm like, I don't want to go there, and I was like, and then my mom's like, well, you don't want to go to the man's store, and I'm like,
Actually,
but I didn't say that at first. I'm like, well, no, I don't know. Well, then, but can I still go to the kids store? And then my mom's like, but you've grown out of the kids store. It's like, but I don't want to go there. And it's like, where do you want to go? I don't know.
I filmed that boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna show up. Hello? Hello?
Hello? You're not there yet. Wait. Okay. Okay.
There's another one. There's another one. And there's another one. There's another one.
It's not as cool as the other one. I like the other one. Are people okay with us filming them?
Oh, you can't see their face.
Well, I can if I zoom in.
Don't zoom in. Don't zoom in.
They sue us afterwards.
They kind of look like
Don't know how.
pirates. Look at their hats.
Am I recording? Oh yeah, this is
They have pirate hats.
They have pirate hats?
Captain.
Honestly? You wave for me. I'll move the camera. Oh yeah, that's so cool. Okay then.
Moving back. Okay.
Moving back.